It's a great day when all the championships can be valued. It's not that way all the time, but I tell you one thing. With the Super Showdown, we saw the Cruiserweight Championship look just as important as the WWE Championship.
No, baby, that's for somebody else. We're just going to keep you right where you're at right now.
It doesn't matter what you think.
The Wrestling Wrealm presents Break It Down with Bryan H.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode of Break It Down with Bryan H. I'm your host, Bryan H. Waters. Now, it's time for our special post-show of WWE Super Show-Down. But before we get there, let's make sure you're following us on Twitter at Wrestling Wrealm. Make sure you follow me at Bryan H. Waters. Also, make sure you are logged into the Instagram. The Real Dwayne Allen just dropped about 3 realness reports. Yeah, something new. The realness report brought to you by the Real Dwayne Allen, where he discusses some of the things that he just is displeased with, or some of the things he likes. He just adds that realness touch on it. So make sure you follow us there, and make sure you subscribe to the podcast. And if you are, give us a 5-star rating. And then when you do, let me know, screenshot it, send it to me, and I will give you a shout out on the show. So it was 8:45 Eastern Time AM when I got up. I said, guess what? I'm going to get up. I'm going to make sure I watch the show because I want to see it. I didn't have to get up and go anywhere on this Saturday morning, so I was going to dedicate my time to wrestling, and that's exactly what I did, and it said, this is Buddy's town. So what did we see? Buddy Murphy, Cedric Alexander taking on each other for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Very high-flying match, I have to admit. To me, it was the match of the night. It's the reason why I'm leading this show off with it. Cedric Alexander did his thing throughout the year. Look, he's the Cruiserweight champion. He's deserving. But on this night, we saw him hit his finisher, but Buddy Murphy became the first guy to kick out of it in well over a year. And in the end, it was Buddy Murphy being crowned the brand new WWE Cruiserweight champion, and I have to tell you, it was worth every bit of it, man. If you missed this match, I promise you'll want to go back and see it, because it was everything. It was exactly what a match should be. Great storytelling, great storytelling. It was something that when you sat there and watched it, it was everything that you wished for. So I've definitely enjoyed it. If you missed it, go back and look at it. Buddy Murphy is a guy that, I got to give another shout out to the Real Dwayne Allen. He told me, man, I'm telling you, I'm paying attention to 205 Live. Buddy Murphy has my attention. And this is the right time in his home state, his home country, his home city, Melbourne, Australia. He deserved it. But then, I'm going to go, let's talk about the main event of the evening. Undertaker, Triple H, the very last time we will see these two take on each other in a one-on-one match. The first time happened in 1996 when Triple H, who was known as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, first came to the WWE, and this is the last time. And these two pulled out all the stops. We had Shawn Michaels and Kane at ringside, and of course they would get involved. But you see Undertaker using the chair because he was going to do whatever it took, And Kane tried to get involved. Triple H put him through a table. And guess what? At one point, Undertaker said, no, put the weapons down. Let's handle this like men. And when he went for the Tombstone Power Driver, it was Shawn Michaels right there, giving him some sweet chin music, which would lead to Triple H hitting the pedigree for the 1, 2, 3. Triple H getting it done. For the shout out to the podcast prediction game led by the Josh and Stu podcast. We had that this match was going to be a no contest, and I had said on my prediction show that, this match is going to finish, with Triple H win. Second guess myself. But, Triple H will reach out his hand for the Undertaker. And Undertaker, he took forever. Eventually, he would shake hands, and we would see all four gentlemen stand up there and just, giving the crowd the official closing the door for this chapter. And, that's what it looked like was going to happen. But nope, Undertaker and Kane said, we don't like this. They decided that they were going to take care of Triple H and Shawn Michaels because they didn't forget. And that's exactly what they did. Tombstone Power Driver, and then they beat him up, put HBK through a table, and that's how they left the show. I loved every bit of it. Obviously, I guess the rumors are true. We will probably get a tag team match at Crown Jewel. As much as I don't want to see Shawn Michaels wrestle no more, it looks like it's going to happen. But let's move on to the match that I would say the next match of the night. AJ Styles defending his WWE Championship against Samoa Joe and defending his family's honor, folks. AJ Styles did everything he could. Samoa Joe gave it to him now. Samoa Joe, he got in his head and he went out there to do what he could to become WWE Champion. But AJ Styles would work the legs when he put him through the table. It looked like he hurt Samoa Joe's leg, hurt around his knee. But Samoa Joe said, no, I'm going to continue. And AJ Styles, he would still do what he could. Samoa Joe hit him with some chairs and whatnot, but AJ Styles would hit him in the calf crusher. And next thing you know, AJ Styles would retain his WWE Championship. This match took place around 6 o'clock. So let me tell you what I was doing. Right before this match, I went downstairs. I said, let me get me some coffee. So got me little coffee, put my keto creamer in it, which if you're interested in, make sure you hit me up. I can show you because I've been telling you guys it's been helping me lose a lot of weight. So keto coffee powered by It Works. Hit me up for more details, and I promise you, it made a difference in my life, and it can make a difference in yours too. So then we waited for who's going to be AJ Styles' opponent, and guess what? So that means later on we would get, this was the match that was actually what you call the co-main event, Daniel Bryan and The Miz. And this was a very quick match. I didn't hate it. I was listening to my brother, Glenn Thomas, which you can find his post-show and reactions on Fox Sports 1340's YouTube channel. Make sure you check him out. He's one of 4 for the Wrestling Marks of Excellence. But he was saying he didn't like this match. I actually talked to him before I got a chance to sit down and record, and we was exchanging information, and no, that's not another word for arguing, but he said he didn't like this match. I thought this match took place at a decent rate. You didn't really need much from this one. The Miz even tried to hit the running knee to beat Daniel Bryan. Of course, The Miz was going to taunt him. Now, I do kind of think maybe because they were in a different time restriction, because I saw this show went off exactly, Undertaker and Kane were walking up the aisle at 9 o'clock a.m., so maybe it was a different time restriction, so maybe this match had to get cut. If I had to cut any of the matches, as much as I am a Daniel Bryan fan, this would have been the match that I would cut. So, in the end, it shocked the world, but Daniel Bryan became the number 1 contender, leaving The Miz upset. Daniel Bryan got the small package, and he called himself Mr. Small Package afterwards. And he, an exclusive interview. But then you see right there on the screen, I put it up there for you. AJ Styles will tweet, "When one chapter ends, another opens. I'll see you in Saudi Arabia. Daniel Bryan, the Phenomenal versus the WWE Crown Jewel." Daniel Bryan said, "Mr. Small Package strikes again. Watch out, AJ Styles. Hashtag Mr. Small Package." So that's what he's calling himself. He's Mr. Small Package, which is that's pretty cool, nonetheless. So we'll get that match. I do think, though, and this is just my opinion, what I think is going to happen, I think there's going to be a shift because the Miz's shoulder was up. So, like I said, I could be wrong, but I do think that because the Miz's shoulder was up, that they might say, you know what, Miz gets another rematch, or if they don't say Miz gets another rematch, then they might do something along the lines where The Miz, he might find his way into that title shot. Let me see if I can pull that up on the screen for you guys, because I found a photo of it. There it is, right there. As you can see, the Miz's shoulder is up, and that was the one angle I could find. So only time will tell. So now let's go to another hometown duo, the Iconics. They took on Asuka and Naomi. So I really didn't hear the pop that I was looking for when it came to the Iconics. I thought they was gonna get a louder pop. I thought the people would be excited, but maybe I'm not familiar with Australia, so maybe it was the thing. Maybe they wasn't in their own city. Nonetheless, I was entertained by this match. The Iconics, they pulled off one of this thing. They wanted to be Australian superheroes. As you can see, they represented their country in their gear. In the end, they were victorious. So here's my one beef about this match. Why is it that Naomi always has to take the pins? I believe it was Peyton Royce pinning Naomi in this match. Why is it Naomi always has to take the pins? Look, it's time for Asuka to start putting people over. I'm sorry. She was dominant. Eventually she'll get. I think she will get the title. I know a lot of people. Weren't too happy about that. But yeah, Asuka was dominant. I think eventually she'll get the title. But it's time for her to start putting people over. You know, she can take a pin. A pin is not going to hurt Asuka. I know people say, but she's never won the belt. She showed that she's dominating. So let's move on. Let's stay right there with the ladies. The Riot Squad would take on Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, and the WWE Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey. Woo, getting my words mixed up here. So you may remember a couple weeks ago we saw Brie Bella give a yes kick to Liv Morgan, and when that happened, Liv Morgan was knocked out cold because she kicked her in the face. So there was a little spot here where it gave Liv Morgan an opportunity to kick Brie Bella in the face. But another thing that was interesting in this match, we saw. So first of all, in the beginning of the match, we saw Nikki Bella and Ronda Rousey kind of going back and forth, like, no, I'm going to start. So it's something they didn't work out backstage. They came out here. Then there was times where Nikki would tag in Brie would tag in Nikki, and I was like, okay, I like this. Are y'all going to ever tag in Ronda Rousey? But Rousey would eventually get in the ring, and she would do her thing. Ronda, very entertaining to watch. And in the end, it was Rousey hitting a double armbar to score the victory. As you can see right there, her and Nikki Bella smiling as they stood there winning this match. So now I do wonder though, I do wonder what will happen. Will Nikki Bella and Ronda Rousey really have this match that people want to see? Or, is that all just rumor and innuendo? So moving on to the next moving on, let's talk about the only women's title match that was on the line this night or this morning, wherever you were. And that was Becky Lynch taking on Charlotte Flair. So what a good match. Great storytelling between these two. Becky Lynch, even though she's the champion, she still feels that she's not getting the respect that she deserves. She feels like nobody's putting respect on her name. But her and Charlotte would obviously go back and forth. And Charlotte looked like just when she was about to win the match, just when Charlotte had Becky Lynch in the figure eight, it was Becky Lynch using the title to get out of it, and therefore getting herself disqualified. And then afterwards, she would beat up Charlotte. And Becky's still your SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Even though Charlotte won the match, you do know that the titles cannot change hands due to a disqualification. So, but General Manager Paige said on this night or this morning that there will be a rematch. So I'm interested to see what happens during that rematch. I do think I still think Becky Lynch is going to win. I don't think she's going to lose the title anytime soon, as I said on the prediction show. So let's move on. The match that opened the show, The Bar taking on The New Day for the WWE SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. the New Day, it would be Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, which one of the things I like, because the announcer said they thought we would see the powerhouse Big E, but instead they went speed and finesse, went with the high flyers. Kofi's the high flyer. So I really enjoyed this match. It was a great way to start the show. In the end, it was the New Day retaining the titles, but I got right here on your screen if you're watching on the YouTube version. One of the things I noticed during this match, Cesaro puts on a great sharpshooter, and not a lot of people talk about it, but he puts on a great sharpshooter. I like the way it's executed, and the way Xavier Woods sold it. He looked like he was really screaming. So, shout out to the New Day, remaining tag team champions. They're the best team in wrestling right now. Bottom line, I don't care what anybody says. It's the reason why they are your champions. I should say the best team in SmackDown. I can't wait to see. I wouldn't mind seeing them going at it with the Usos again, just because I really enjoy those feuds. So another match, and I'm not putting it at the bottom of the show because I didn't like it. It's just that I like other matches more. So I'm going in order which I like the matches, and that was Elias and Kevin Owens taking on John Cena and Bobby Lashley. So Elias, as usual, entertains the crowd, and I really like him and Kevin Owens together. As much as I would love to see Kevin Owens in the WWE Championship picture going up against Roman Reigns, but then again, you start to wonder, like, man, Owens might destroy Reigns. And nonetheless, I really like this feud. But John Cena returned on this night, and but overall, this was a decent match. I mean, it was your normal tag team match between two people who don't usually team together. Bobby Lashley was in the ring most of the time. But in the end, it was John Cena. He hit as Corey Graves his 6th move of doom. I'm not going to begin to even try to decide the name that Corey Graves gave it. In the end, they got the win. And then at the end, John Cena gave a speech where he said he doesn't know where he's going from here, but he thanked everybody. So is John Cena retiring? Only time will tell. We do know, he's with the People's Champ, the great one, The Rock. So, but then there's rumors that The Rock is coming back. So only time will tell. John Cena, he's done so much for the company. I do not want to see him leave, but at the same time, I know eventually he's got to go. So let's move on to the match. I just say it was just a dud of the night, man. I just wasn't entertained. That was the what they call themselves, the Gods of War or whatever. We'll just say McIntyre, Strowman, and Dolph Ziggler taking on the Shield. The Shield coming through the crowd. They had the mask on. Yeah, that was cool. It was just a typical 6-man tag match. One of the things I hated, though, was that the WWE, they still trying to play this thing where, is Dean Ambrose going to turn on the Shield? And they had, at one point, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins were surrounded by, in each side of the apron was Ziggler, McIntyre, Strowman, and Dean Ambrose. And they've tried to plant that seed. And I just think this is one of those things that's really being forced and nobody really cares. Like, why are you breaking up the Shield? It makes no sense. But eventually, Ambrose will run in and hit a flying suicide dive on the Braun Strowman. In the end, the Shield won. Big deal. So, I hate to be a Debbie Downer. Like I said, it's just not my thing, man. I just don't understand why it's such a big deal. So, and that'll conclude this post-show. As always, thank you for tuning in. Shout out to my boy Antonio Banks. I mean, I should have did that in the beginning. Always supporting the Wrestling Wrealm since day one. My brother from high school through illustrious Baltimore City College High School, one of the oldest high schools in this United States. Shout out to him. Like I said, always tuning in. We was together at Jimmy Seafood watching WrestleMania this past year. So one of these days I'm going to have to get him on, just so you know, because it'll be fun to sit down and talk wrestling with him. So, but that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you are subscribed to the Wrestling Wrealm everywhere you can get your podcast from. And make sure you're following us. And also make sure you check out this week's Wrestling for the Culture. And if you have any submissions, go ahead and send them to me at wrestlingrealm@gmail.com. Until the next time, folks, so long, everybody.